Hi, I wanted to provide some context. I work in international development. My program is designed to work with procurement officials responsible for developing infrastructure in developing nations. Anything from bridges, power plants, hospitals, and access to medicine, as well as broadband. The program focuses on sharing best practices to improve the decision making in terms of having more resilient infrastructure and also considering cost over the life of the program or the infrastructure. In recent years, governments have realized the strategic importance of infrastructure in order to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals and have called for professionalizing the procurement official role that in the past has been mainly administrative. So my key research questions are, what are the characteristics of nascent, intermediate, and advanced infrastructure procurement systems? What competencies are required by procurement officials across the different maturity categories? What design considerations should guide the adaptation of capacity building programs? And which other actors, symbols, and processes impact the procurement ecosystem and how to engage them? Because I am new to the procurement or public procurement, I started exploring some of the models that were dealing with procurement in developing countries. And then I migrated to exploring ecosystem theory, which I used in the past in entrepreneurial ecosystems. When I first presented the graphic, people were very confused because I had too many boxes and too many circles. So a key early learning is I had to simplify the image. So I came up with a focus on just the determinants. I had the procurement system at the center of the analysis and then went through 6 different determinants that have been mentioned in literature. So this new approach allowed my participants to more easily react to the graphic. An important learning of this step is it really not about the procurement system. It's about the citizens. So I moved that one at the center of the research. In addition, with this new representation, they were able to start drawing some of the stakeholders or some of the key actions and interactions that they saw important. They were trying to define each one of them. And that gave me some clues of what are some of the subsystems that I should focus on. But it's also challenging my thinking. It seems like a strong public procurement system will include the ability of accessing new information, turning that information into knowledge, and that knowledge into performance. And this sounds awfully similar to the organizational learning framework developed by Schwant and Marquardt. Another important learning worth pausing for is the relevance of words like competence and skills, job descriptions, grievance mechanisms, job and individual development and performance, your compensation and incentives, individual accountability, pipeline development, continuous learning and adapting. That also sounds very close to strategic human resources, which is an emerging field. This realization, apart from goosebumps, it also encouraged me to, in practice, invite the training and HR specialists to the table. This was a recent conversation in Dominican Republic. It was just amazing. During our conversation, they started describing the core audiences and how, for example, the media, the procurement officials, the citizens, and also the suppliers should receive capacity building because all of them will be impacted and will have an impact inside the ecosystem. For my dissertation, I am expanding the type of actors that I'm going to be interviewing, and also I'm going to be refining the key questions so I can actually get to the maturity system, but not around the procurement ecosystem, about the organizational learning and their ability to be more effective as the new technology and new market information and also the impact to their citizen is available. Lastly, It is interesting to reflect how people that are inside the developing country organization, training and HR in particular, that seem to be so core to the development and implementation of these activities have not been invited to the table. Is this a dominant perspective? But that is another story and shall be told another time. Or not?